Hi everybody, welcome to week 3 of the 3-week Lee's lesson series on the different subtypes of POTS. All right, this week we're going to finish the series with hyperadrenergic POTS. It is a big one. So hyperadrenergic POTS describes a form of POTS where the sympathetic nervous system becomes hyperactive and it does so inappropriately. We're going to go back to a little bit of biology here. The sympathetic nervous system is part of our autonomic nervous system, and POTS is a form of dysautonomia, and dysautonomia is a dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system. So the sympathetic portion of the autonomic nervous system is often referred to that fight or flight system. You probably remember that back in school. It's the system that gets activated when we're running or we're hiding, we're fighting, we're trying to escape a predator. And with an increase in this system, there's actually an increase of a neurotransmitter called norepinephrine. And norepinephrine is a stress hormone. And the excessive release of this hormone can cause a whole variety of feelings. And those of us that have hyperadrenergic POTS commonly feel an internal feeling of anxiety, even though we're not technically anxious. Tremors, we can get coldness in our hands and our feet, migraines, increased urination when we're upright, excessive sweating, our heart rate and blood pressure can really increase, but not only when we're upright, but even when we're lying down. Okay, so this form of POTS usually is more prone to fainting, and it's believed that about 10 to 40% of those with POTS actually have hyperadrenergic form of POTS. There could be a genetic component to the subtype, and we're still doing research to learn more about that. As a side note, we each have 2 kidneys, and above the kidneys you have an adrenal gland. There is a rare tumor, and it's a big word, called pheochromocytoma. And this tumor can mimic hyperadrenergic POTS because it releases norepinephrine. Again, it is rare, and the symptoms are very similar to hyperadrenergic POTS, and your doctor may want to check you out for that. So it's thought that hyperadrenergic POTS can occur because of low blood volume, and we have distal nerve injuries or blood vessel dysfunction, very similar to the other forms of POTS. And that's why it's important to know that you may not be in one form of POT, and you might have to increase your hydration, your sodium intake, even though you have hyperadrenergic POTS. You want to talk to your doctor about that. Now, caffeine should be avoided because it's going to increase your heart rate. There are certain medications such as clonidine and ivapridine, which is also called Corlaner, which can help manage hyperadrenergic POTS. It is a challenge to manage, and I try to explain to people, it's like your body just saw a bear and it did not, and it's reacting that way, and it can happen at the most inappropriate time, including when you're sleeping. Okay, everybody, that finishes this week's segment on the different types of POTS, and I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.